Hi, I'm Allison. I'm a psychic medium and a farmer. Today is day 22 of milking my cow on TikTok. Today's topic is going to be about the energetic budget of our past loved ones and how they utilize that budget when they send us signs and messages from the other side of the veil. So as we all know, there's a lot of different ways people in spirit can communicate with us from the other side of the veil. They can be 3 cardinals on a branch, it can be electricity, it can be license plates, it can be special numbers, and it goes on and on and on till we get to like the holy grail of a full body apparition. We wonder okay, well, people in spirit can do the whole body apparition. Why aren't they all just tooting around, walking around almost like a hologram version of themselves to show me, so I really know for sure that that's them? Why do they choose these little bitty things when all I'm going to do is second guess myself if that's really them or not? This is one of the very first questions I had. My very first experience and introduction to there's more to life than you realize was a full body apparition of my grandfather a couple weeks after he passed. As a working psychic medium, I've only seen 2 full body apparitions as an adult as I have leaned into this space. My grandfather is a very active spirit, and many of my family members have experienced multiple counts of him dropping in to say hello or making his presence known, but no one else has had a full body apparition in waking life. So because of that, I felt very guilty about having this experience, and I was just like, why me? Why not his wife? Why not his children? Why not, why did I get to receive the big prize at the carnival of seeing and feeling him soon after he passed? To be really honest with you guys, I did not feel like I was special enough or worthy of receiving such an incredible experience. I'm going to use the example of being a parent with multiple children on Christmas and figuring out the best way to spend your gift budget to make sure that everyone gets exactly what they need. So some years you get the big present, which would be something like a bike and then a couple of little things. And it's okay that all you got was a bike because your kids understand that, wow, this bike costs a lot of money, and that's okay because I really wanted it. Or maybe it's a game system and they get maybe 1 or 2 games. They understand they're not going to get every single game because they know that that game system costs a lot of money. Now, other years, maybe there is no big present and we get a higher quantity of presents and they're still very enjoyable, but they're not like the big cheese of a present. So we're getting new shoes or new sweater, or maybe it's accessories for that big gift we got last Christmas. It's up to us as parents to say, I've got a limited budget, I want to make it go as far as possible, but I also want to make sure that I'm giving everyone exactly what they need. So the full body apparition is the equivalent of getting that bicycle or that video game console unit under the tree. It's a big one. It costs a lot of energy units, but sometimes that's what we need. When I understood this, it made me realize that I received that full body apparition not because I was special. I shouldn't have guilt associated with it. I got the full body apparition straight out of the gate because I was so rigid in my thinking back in 2020 that anything lower than a full body apparition wouldn't have registered with me, and I just would have explained it away. I needed to experience something that I could not explain away, nor did I want to explain away. Several weeks later, after that full body apparition gift, I received another huge energetic gift from my grandfather, and it was a download about how our souls move through time. That's gonna be future videos, and I think I'm gonna have to do it not milking because I'm gonna need both hands for that explanation. It's like I got the bike in the video game within a span of 2 months in 2020, and guess what? After that, I didn't hear again from my grandfather until 2023. So when we think about, oh, I want to have this big experience, this mind-blowing, yeah, it's okay, we can have that, but just know that's using up a lot of that energetic allowance that our people in spirit have available to use for you. So you need to make a choice. Are you going to be so rigid and inflexible that you're going to demand your loved one in spirit to use all of their credits in order to give you a big kapowie show, but then you don't get to hear from them for a little bit? Or would you rather them disperse that energetic allowance and get you lots of, let's call it small and medium-sized gifts, and they're sprinkled all throughout your days, your weeks, your months, your years, and you always know that they're there? But those gifts involve you having a little bit more trust that that ladybug is your grandpa. I feel called to mention the book A Course in Miracles in this video. It feels like someone needs to hear that mentioned today for whatever reason. But in the beginning of A Course in Miracles, and honestly I'm only a few pages in because every sentence of that book is like incredible. But they mentioned that a miracle is a miracle. There's not like ranking or a tiered system of miracles. 1,500 ladybugs being delivered for my greenhouse the day that I say, oh, I don't need any more ladybugs, I just know Grandpa is here, is the equivalent of the same magnitude of a miracle as him coming to me as a full body apparition. So when you see your cardinal, when you see your geese, when you hear that song that comes on the radio, when you see those numbers on the microwave or on the license plate, just know a miracle is a miracle. They're all messages from your loved ones in spirit. They're doing their best to figure out the energetic budget and how to give you the most and most valuable gifts, as long as you're paying attention. And we'll talk about how to pay attention to those more tomorrow. See you then.